So you know I live in North Carolina, and you know that a major storm is expected across the US, right? Across the southern part of the United States and the eastern part of the United States. So I kind of woke up a little bit freaked out, like, what are we doing? How are we preparing? As you know, it's not just about snow. Snow is not the problem per se in the South. The problem is when the temperatures start getting a little bit warmer and everything turns to ice. So that's when it gets super, super dangerous. You know, pipes bursting, accidents on the road, certain areas not salted. People don't know how to drive in the cold or on the ice. And even when you know how to drive, it just can be very dangerous. Power lines falling down, you know, tree branches falling because of the weight of the snow and the ice. So all of those things are what really make me nervous. And, you know, some things you can't really be prepared for, but some things you can. So I tell my half white, half Asian husband, we need to get some stuff going because we can't wait last minute. And my husband's just like, yeah, we got everything we need. Do we? I asked my kids after they get back from work, I'm like, I think we need to go to the store to buy some things. You know, I have a whole list of things that we need to get. And my son is like, I bought toilet paper. I'm like, are we going to eat the toilet paper? Are we going to drink the toilet paper? Am I the only one freaking out here? There's like a list of things you should do, you should be prepared to do to help you manage this crazy, what looks like a crazy storm ahead of us. You know, this is the South. Think of the South as, at least in my opinion, imagine if Africa or Nigeria was to get a whole bunch of snow. How would it react? It doesn't have the infrastructure set up to deal with icy roads and the chaos that might ensue, right? And I know we don't get that much snow typically, but they're expecting anywhere from 3 to 6 inches over the next few days. And even if snow isn't the issue, really the issue is power failure. Okay, in America, we're a little bit spoiled. Oh, I shouldn't really say we're a little bit spoiled. It is what it is. We have power in the US. In much of the US, we have power, I would say 99.9% of the time, at least in this area. We're not used to power failure. And so, like when you compare to countries where it's warm, when there's a power failure, I think it's a little different. Imagine no power and it's freezing cold. Who wants to deal with that? Anyway, the point is, my family isn't feeling as panicked or as bothered by this major storm that is about to hit us, possibly, allegedly. So since they are not, I'm going to tell you or give you the list of things that you should have ready or the things that you should consider seriously. You know, all joking aside, these are the things that you need to make sure you have available just in case. Okay, I have my checklist here and let's go through it. Number 1, water. Do you have enough water? So ideally you should have 1 gallon per person per day. And you should try to have at least enough for 3 days because we don't know what's going to happen. And just in case. And you might even need a little bit more if you have, you know, some major medical problem, or if you also, of course, need to take into account hygiene, or also for those of you that have pets, you want to make sure you have extra water for them, right? So number 1, water. Number 2, of course, food. Do you have enough shelf-safe food? And for me personally, I think about canned food or food that doesn't need to be refrigerated or food that's in boxes. So obviously non-perishable food. I'm also thinking about stuff like bananas. I might get some bananas that are not 100% ripe, but you know, will last a few days. So bananas, oranges, cereal, of course, bread. When it comes to canned food, I like things like canned corned beef, canned sardines, peas, corn, things that you don't have to heat up. You know, if you had to eat it cold, it would be okay. You can make a sandwich, you know, stuff like that. Do you have enough in your pantry? Personally, I don't think I have enough in my pantry. So today we're going out shopping. Today is Wednesday, and we're not talking about hoarding. We're just talking about getting the basic necessities that you will need during an emergency. Now, one thing I like is that we do have a gas stove, right? So typically, even when the power goes off, the gas stove still works. But what if you don't have a gas stove? Well, I suggest you invest in a camping stove. You know, if you can afford it, get yourself a camping stove, or maybe you have a grill outside. It's gonna be really cold, so I don't know how many people are going to be outside grilling or cooking, but some brave people who don't mind the cold sometimes do that. You know, do you have enough firewood? Not just for your fireplace, but also for your grill, if you plan to cook outside. And what are you going to cook outside? Kenton also reminded me we have the oilless fryer, you know, the fryer that we use to do the turkey during Thanksgiving. That comes in pretty handy also, because you don't need electricity to use it. You just need a propane tank, and you can fry a whole turkey or chicken or whatever outside without oil or with oil. And again, no electricity or even firewood required. Will you be cooking raw meat? How are you going to be storing that raw meat? It's also important to get a cooler, or pull out your coolers from the garage, because those coolers can become, you know, refrigerators or freezers outside, since it's already freezing or gonna be freezing, right? So pull out your coolers and consider using that as storage outside. Also, if you have empty bottles, consider freezing them now so that you can use them as a way to keep your food cold, you know, in the refrigerator. So again, consider, if we don't have power, your refrigerator over time is going to warm up. So the best thing you can do now is fill up some bottles so they can be frozen, and they will help keep your food cooler longer. And of course, most of us already know, keep your fridge closed as much as possible when we don't have power. You know, you're trying to conserve the food that's already there. Oh, of course, flashlights. Do you have enough flashlights? I've asked my kids, well, they're grown adults, does everyone have a flashlight? We should all have a flashlight. Every room should have a flashlight if possible, and every room should have a candle. So it can be one of those, you know, big fat pillar candles, or the candles in the glass. Of course, those are a little bit safer. Or even tea lights. You might want to consider having tea lights available, because you could actually fry an egg with tea lights. Yeah. If you really didn't have any lights or didn't have any heating source, you can take, you know, the little tea lights, put them in a like rectangular metal pan, and put one of the, you know, wire racks that you have like in the oven, or like the cookie sheet type wire racks, and just put something on there, and you can actually fry. You get enough heat to fry an egg if you had to. Just saying, not the ideal, but yeah, try to make sure you have enough candles for each room. Like, I make sure there's a candle always in the bathroom, you know, a candle in each bedroom, and of course, never leave a candle unattended. We all know that, right? Batteries. Did I already say that? Make sure you have batteries, right? If you got flashlights and you got gadgets, make sure you have batteries. Make sure all of your gadgets are charged. Your cell phone, your iPad, whatever gadgets your children need to use or you need to use, make sure you have them charged, you know, right before the storm hits. And you know, I was thinking, so you charge your phone and you have enough charge in there for one day, but what about the next day and the day after that if we have no power? Well, make sure you have, you know, a charging bank. Those things are very popular nowadays. And also, of course, you can charge some of your gadgets in your car. And just made me think about, make sure your car or your vehicles have gas in them, right? Are they all full? It's going to be a little crazy for the next few days. And again, I'm talking about those of us who live in the South. We're not used to heavy snow here, even though it seems to happen almost every other year. You would think everybody would be used to it, but not really. Do all your laundry. Do all your laundry. Don't say I didn't tell you. There's nothing worse than having a house full of funky clothes and not having your favorite cozy blanket or favorite cozy thick warm sweaters and hoodies in the cold. Imagine that. The house is cold and icy and you don't have clothes to wear. So please go and do your laundry. You have a few days, well, Thursday and Friday, to get it done before the storm hits. Clean your house. Imagine having no power and you're walking over a messy house and tripping over things. Make sure you clean your house. And I'm talking to myself as well. I'm looking at my office and it's a little bit messy. Downstairs is not bad, but I could go clean up my bedroom and my bathroom. I'm definitely gonna make it a point to clean my bathroom thoroughly before this power goes out, because I would hate to be in a messy, dirty house with no power and it's cold. That sucks. And if you notice, all the things I'm talking about are related to in the house. Yeah, I'm not talking about things that concern outside of the house. That's for my man. Okay, so we all know to get our house cleaned and in order. The other thing is make sure that if and when the power goes out, that you allow your taps to drip. Right? You want to make sure that you allow your taps to drip so that they do not freeze. So about 1 drop per second. We don't want running water. We just want enough for it to drip so the pipes don't freeze. And make sure you do that for every faucet. So your bathroom, your kitchen, and also open the cabinets. The reason you want to keep your cabinets open, and I'm talking about if the power goes out, is because you want to make sure those pipes are kept warm enough, right? And so opening the closets or cabinets will keep the pipes a little bit warmer than they would if the cabinets were closed. Also check your faucets outside. You might need to put some insulation on the faucets or spigots outside. So definitely make sure at least by Friday that you walk around your house and check to make sure everything is good, and that you don't have any water hoses connected also. So make sure you disconnect the water hose, because you don't want, again, the taps or the pipes or the hose to freeze, because that can really do some major damage to your house. Oh, fill your tubs with water. Again, this is in the event that there is a power failure. Just for preparation, once your bathroom is clean, make sure you fill your tub with water, because there have been so many instances where people have gone without running water because everything was frozen. So make sure you have water in your tub, because then you can use that water to help flush your toilets. So that's what the water is there for, right? For some miscellaneous things that are going to come up, but also to help flush your toilets. Again, in the event that it gets so cold and pipes don't have running water. Make sure you have enough pet food for those of you that have pets. Does your pets have enough pet food ready for this, winter emergency? Because remember, you're not going to be able to drive. More than likely for the next few days, we're going to be hunkered down in our homes, which then leads me to the point that make sure you have some board games, or make sure you have some puzzles, or make sure you have activities to do if you have kids, or even for the adults, because you might end up feeling really bored, maybe even a little sad or depressed, cold, dark. So have some activities ready to do. Get a new book or get a new puzzle for some of your kids, because who wants to play the same games over and over again? This is the time. Today's Wednesday, tomorrow's Thursday. You got a few more days. Only a few more days to go get those things. How many people here in the US have a generator? I know in countries like Nigeria, where they're very accustomed to power outages, a lot of people have generators. But I would say not a lot of people here have generators. But I know Kenton's told me we have a generator in our garage, but I don't know that we've ever had to use it, knock on wood. But I was wondering, again, how many of you have generators, and do you find yourself here in the US having to use it? This is a good time to have a generator, and make sure the generator has fuel. You have fuel for the generator. Another recommendation is pick one room that's going to be your warm room, right? Again, assuming the power is off. Pick one room that y'all are going to keep warm, for everybody is going to congregate and stay warm in that room. Yeah, so figure out which room that's going to be in your house at this point, because you know there are parts of your house that feel a lot colder than other parts, or don't stay warm for long. And then there might be a chance that despite this, you know, major storm, maybe you won't lose power. I pray we're one of those people that doesn't lose power, because to be honest, since we've lived in this area, and we specifically live in the Wake Forest area, I can't remember how many times we've lost power, and we've been here for a few years. So we might be one of the lucky ones. I don't know. But in the event that you don't lose power, definitely make sure you keep your thermostat to about at least 60. So those are my tips for the winter storm prep. And I'm definitely gonna go out and buy a few things right now. Food things, food related things, a few batteries, and maybe an extra candle or two. So again, do you have enough water? 1 gallon per person per day, and then make sure you have enough for 3 days. Do you have enough food? Shelf-stable food. Has your laundry been done? Is your house clean? Have you saved enough water? Have you checked on your, you know, spigots and your faucets? Do you have enough fuel for all of your gadgets? Do you have your chargers? Have you charged all of your gadgets? We got stuff to do, so go do it. And please leave me some tips in the comments below, and what you're doing for this winter storm. And are you excited, or are you nervous about it? Let me know in the comments below. And let's pray it all works out and no one is injured and no one loses their life over this winter storm. But you know, it always seems to be inevitable that something unfortunate happens during a period like this. So be safe, everybody. Bye.